Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Welcome, Viking family. Today's the virtual graduation for Montgomery High School's class of 2020. My name is Johanna Blackmore, and as this year's ASB president, I would like to start by thanking the graduation committee who made today's ceremony possible. Although it might not be what we envisioned, today is about recognizing and celebrating Montgomery's graduating class. We have accomplished so much, and we deserve to celebrate it. Today's celebration will include speeches from 2 Montgomery graduates and Principal Randy Burbank, as well as musical performances. With that, I introduce True Colors, performed by Valeria Gomez and Steve Dumate.
You with your sad eyes, don't be discouraged, though I realized it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can lose sight of it all, the darkness inside you can make you feel so small. Show me your smile then. Don't be unhappy, can remember when I saw you laughing. This world makes you crazy, and you take it all you can bear. Just call me up, 'cause I will always be there. And I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, that's why I love you.
Don't be afraid to
Let them show your true colors.
True colors are
Beautiful. I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors.
True colors are
Beautiful, like a rainbow.
like a rainbow.
Who can remember when I saw you laughing? Oh, this world makes you crazy, and you take it all you can bear. Just call me up, 'cause I will always be there. And I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors. That's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors.
True colors
Are beautiful, like a rainbow.
like a rainbow.
I feel like the protagonist in some dumb bootleg high school coming-of-age novel. And honestly, I like to think that there's just some evil author up there who's deliberately making things harder than it should be. Freshman year. Big drama? Fire alarms. You know, maybe I should have realized this was foreshadowing for the next couple years to come. You know, you would think that all those years in English class would make me recognize foreshadowing when I saw it. Freshman year was the time to place the foundations of my high school story arc, and the class of 2020 was composed of a large cast of diverse characters who, honestly, all seemed more interesting than me. Intelligent artists, science and math nerds, legendary athletes, passionate thespians, political activists, and even ping pong connoisseurs. Class of 2020 did not lack in diversity, I'll tell you that much. I felt like more of a side character than a protag in my own life story. Sophomore year. Natural disaster. The fires affected all of us, and it took me a really long time to realize what the author was trying to accomplish with all this. Character growth and character development. Relationship building. I realized then that the author was just showing me the realities of the world my story takes place in. And in reality, the world wasn't a nice place. Junior year. My mother had surgery, and with my mom in the hospital and my dad taking care of her, I've had to learn the ups and downs of relying on just myself. It felt like my own character arc had finally begun. My passion for theater and science was growing, and I finally felt like I had more substance to my character. Was this the rising point in my story? The point in which I would redeem myself as the cool and awesome protagonist? Senior year. I felt like the author was mocking me. Suddenly, it was all happening at once. Fires, massive bouts of stress and anxiety, financial issues, and to top it all off, a pandemic. Well, this was some stupid plot twist if I'd ever seen one. I felt so lost. It was just unlucky thing after unlucky thing hit me. I didn't want to be the protagonist anymore. I wanted to quit. I wanted to leave my story. But I realized that the author wasn't being cruel. Instead, I realized that the author was trying to teach us something. We will all have times when we want to quit and crawl into a little hole in the ground. Whether those times be fire alarms, forest fires, pandemics, or even all three in the same year. Our devastated response is natural. But no one wants to read a story that is left unwritten or unfinished. And to write our stories means to go on, to crawl out of our little holes in the ground where we wish to wallow, and to face the real world. Maybe the author was never cruel to begin with. Hi, my name is Dia. Pleasure to meet you. I am the protagonist in my story, and you are the protagonist in yours. And our stories are very different, yet our experiences are universal. The artists, the nerds, the athletes, the thespians, the activists, even the ping pong connoisseurs and I, all share an experience. Paths may never cross, but our worlds and our stories collide. Together, we will write a novel written by our actions and our experiences that tells a story of the class of 2020.
Up next, Recuérdame, Remember Me from Coco, sung by Valeria Gomez and Stevie Dumonte.
Remember me, though I have to say goodbye. Remember me, don't let it make you cry. Forever if I'm far away, I'll hold you in my heart. I'll sing a secret song to you each night we are apart. Remember me, though I have to travel far. Remember me, each time you hear a sad guitar, and know that I'm with you the only way that I can be, until you're in my arms again. Remember me, remember me.
Recuérdame, si en tu mente vivo estoy, recuérdame. Mis sueños yo te doy, te llevo en mi corazón y te acompañaré. Unidos en nuestra canción, contigo y estaré. Recuérdame, si sola crees estar, recuérdame. Y mi cantar te haría abrazar, aún en la distancia nunca vayas a olvidar que yo contigo siempre voy. Recuérdame.
If you close your eyes and let the music play, keep on loving, loving, never fade away. If you close your eyes and let the music play, keep on loving, loving, never fade away. If you close your eyes and let the music play, keep on loving, loving, never fade away. Remember me, for I will soon be gone. Remember me, and let the love we have live on, and know that I'm with you the only way that I can be. So until you're in my arms again, remember me.
Recuérdame.
Remember me.
Recuérdame.
Remember me.
Recuérdame.
Remember me.
Hi everyone, congrats, you made it. Not exactly how I pictured the legendary one and only class of 2020 going out, but here we are. I guess in a way we are legendary and hopefully the only class going out like this. But the fact that we're unprecedented can make us feel like all sense of order is gone and that we have no control. But guess what? There never was any order and we never had any control. It's all simply an illusion. Because in no kind of predictable universe could an angsty 5-foot-tall freshman, that's me by the way, guess that I would play an entire season of basketball and even make a three-pointer. Granted, it was the only shot I made that season. I couldn't predict that I would write my opponent's speech for him in class elections and then proceed to lose to him. How could anyone guess that one day I would be dressed as a nun on stage, singing in Latin, and the next, walking out of class to protest gun violence and climate change? Oh, and face deadly fires. But most importantly, I could never predict that I would find a real, chaotic, beautiful family of amazing human beings here at Montgomery. So stop trying to understand why this crazy thing or another happened and just embrace the entropy of the universe. It doesn't matter what it throws at us. Fires, floods, singing, nuns, a pandemic. I mean, who knows what'll come next? Don't let it make you feel small and helpless, because the only thing you can control is how you respond. We need to recognize our power, because the world needs us. Otherwise, it will succumb to climate change, hatred, and apathy. But you have the power to act with empathy, determination, and the intention to change the world for the better. If we own up to that and help each other, then no one has anything on us.
I cannot wait to see what you'll bring to the world despite the chaos, and I wish you all the best. My legendary, one and only class of 2020. And now a message from our principal, Mr. Burbank.
Good evening to everybody who is watching this. Before I begin my remarks to the graduating class of 2020, I would like to take this opportunity to recognize those who would have been in the stands this evening, but instead are watching tonight online. We have guided these graduates to this day. First, to the parents, family, and friends of our graduates, who for the last 18 years have continuously watched and worried, been both an active supporter and a nervous observer, but always hoped and dreamed of this day. Congratulations, they made it, and in many ways, so have you. Secondly, to the extraordinary Viking family staff, those who have committed their lives to work with diligence and flexibility during this school year, I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge their dedication and continuing service to our youth. And now, the Montgomery High School graduating class of 2020. I offer these thoughts. It is an honor for me to be here with you tonight. We entered Montgomery High School 4 years ago, and within those 4 years, I have come to know many of you and respect all of you for what you have accomplished. Today marks the end of a special time in your life. You will remember these days. You will remember these last 4 years and everything that you have overcome. However, before you move on, before you rush off to conquer the world like a true Viking, take a moment to reflect on this experience of high school. Think back to who you were 4 short years ago when you arrived at Montgomery. You came in as a child into this new world of high school, expanded freedoms and responsibilities, where you began to define yourself as individuals, explore new opportunities, and confronted many new challenges, and pushed new boundaries, and you too were tested over and over again. What comes next will be individually different for each of you, but what you have learned at Montgomery will serve you all universally. Think beyond the academics you have learned to the knowledge not found in books. You have mastered the ability to listen honestly, with empathy, to think with a critical but open mind, and to speak reflectively with care and compassion. For you are a special class. You are the class that has witnessed history in the making. Now it's your time to create and make a new history for all of us. In closing, you have become an extraordinary group of young adults. You have brought Montgomery academic honors, athletic championships, and public acclaim. You have exemplified the qualities we seek to instill in all of our graduates: a dedication to learning, accountability, service to the community, and appreciation for diversity. But above all that, class of 2020, everything that you have overcome, you are truly resilient. You now know the true understanding of what it means to have tenacity and perseverance to succeed. To our Viking class of 2020, have a safe, responsible, and rewarding life. Now, representing the entire Montgomery High School staff, it is my distinct honor to present the Montgomery High School class of 2020, which has met all the graduation requirements as set forth by the state of California and the Santa Rosa City School Boards of Education.
Hi, I'm Assemblymember Mark Levine. I want to say congratulations to all of the graduates from Montgomery High School. You guys have done an amazing job. We're so proud of you, and you should be proud. No one imagined graduation would be like this, and no one imagined that the past few years would be like this either. But because of everything you've been through, you're as prepared for the rest of your life as any other graduate could possibly be. There's something out there for you, so go get it. Go Vikings.
Hello, Montgomery High School class of 2020. My name is Ed Sheffield, and I'm Vice President of Santa Rosa City School Board. Let me begin by saying that I'm so honored to be a part of your commencement ceremony. Graduations are, for me at least, the absolute best part of being on the school board, and I'm heartbroken not to be there with all of you today in person. But as anyone from Santa Rosa knows, we are resilient, and we can endure challenges that come our way. We are, after all, Sonoma strong. Tragically, though, your high school years have been marked with a series of crises. First, the devastating 2017 wildfires that kept you away from your school and your friends and other social activities. And the following year, in 2018, it was poor air quality that closed school campuses. Then last fall was another year of wildfires and school closures. And now, just as you were in the home stretch to graduation, a global pandemic. Yet through all this craziness, you've learned a very important life lesson. That regardless of how hard you work, sometimes things don't go as planned. And you've also had to accept the brutal truth that nothing in life is guaranteed and that your future is full of uncertainty. I think it's unfair that you've had to learn these lessons at your age, right now, when you're just taking your first steps into adulthood. But this is why I'm even more proud of the class of 2020. To say that you are disaster survivors is an understatement. You are disaster veterans who've witnessed devastation in all of its craziness. And despite this craziness, here you all are, ready to graduate today. You are living testaments to perseverance. And now you're entering a world that you already know is filled with loss and sadness. So yes, congratulations. Congratulations to all of you for your accomplishments, for meeting and exceeding the rigors of academia, and most of all, congratulations for surviving this craziness. So as Montgomery High School craziness veterans, I am confident that you will apply your acquired knowledge and skills to enhance and advance this crazy world that we live in. Today we celebrate your passage into the next chapter of your lives, and I know you will make your parents, families, teachers, and community proud. You have all deservedly earned your diplomas, and you are ready for whatever life throws at you. So again, congratulations, Montgomery High School class of 2020.
Dear Montgomery High School class of 2020, I am so proud of your determination and feisty spirit to finish your senior year strong. Over the last 4 years, I have listened to many superintendents speak about the disasters and loss their students have suffered, but none compare to what you have endured. Your time in high school has been interrupted a total of 74 days, or 14% of your class time. I have met no other group of students throughout the U.S. that has endured 2 fires, floods, power outages, and suffocating smoke. So what does this mean? Well, number one, you have the best story to tell in interviews, essays, and to your grandchildren. 2, you are a rare individual for persevering through all of this, graduating and moving to that next step in your life. And 3, your identity is not defined by these interruptions and loss, but you have been identified to take what you've learned during this time and to define the future you want and will achieve. Take care, class of 2020. I wish you all the best. Graduates, friends, and family, Montgomery High School staff, on behalf of the Santa Rosa City Schools Board of Education, it is a pleasure to accept the class of 2020. I note that the members of the class have met the state and local requirements of the receipt of a diploma from Montgomery High School. As a superintendent, it is my duty and pleasure to certify that all our graduates have completed their courses of study. Therefore, Principal Burbank is directed to issue each class member the earned diploma of graduation. Congratulations to you all.